family physician and also an occupational health physician. I am a member of the Pecten Toastmasters group, and I have just finished my presentation mastery pathway. I enjoy traveling. I enjoy quiet evenings at home with family. I enjoy reading and counseling. And the latest is I enjoy taking care of my twin babies. My favorite quote is, being powerful is like being a lady. If you have to tell people you are, you aren't. And that's a quote by my favorite British Prime Minister, Margaret Thatcher. For some reason, she just tickles my fancy. And welcome again, once again. So I'm going to introduce today. Yes, if I could get that slide, please. Is there trouble in paradise? Okay. Just a minute, people.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Oh, okay, apologies. It seems the network went off.
Yeah, my end is not that great as well.
Okay.
Okay, not yet.
I think we should just go ahead with the meeting.
Okay, so the general evaluator for today's meeting is Toastmaster Toasting. I don't see him on the call.
Toastmaster SA.
Okay. Toastmaster SA is the general evaluator for today's meeting. Toastmaster SA is an environmentalist and works as business support in an occupational health department currently, and she will do the rest of the introduction herself. Toastmaster SA, over to you. If you're sharing, we can't see it.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, everyone, and good evening. I'm delighted to be here today. Today, I'll be serving as the general evaluator in this meeting. My role would be to act along with a host of other people to ensure we seamlessly deliver today's meeting. I'd first like to call on my role players, and the first I'd like to call on is our timer. Our timer today is Toastmaster Ekwuchi Joy. She is a biomedical scientist and data analyst. She's currently the Vice President membership in Pecten Toastmasters Club and has completed the dynamic leadership pathway. Her hobbies include watching interesting shows, traveling, and making money. Her favorite quote is by industrialist Tom Ford and says, "Whether you think you can or you can't, you're right." Toastmaster Joy, kindly come on the virtual lectern to introduce your role.
Thank you so much, Madam GE. Good evening, Toastmasters and guests. Please confirm that you can hear me and see me. Great. Today, I'll be acting as the timer of today's meeting. As the timer, my job is to keep track of the time that is allocated to every segment of today's meeting. Today, a typical Toastmasters meeting has the table topic segment, the manual speech segment, and the evaluation segment. For the table topic segment, each speaker is expected to speak for 1 to 2 minutes. At the 1 minute mark, the green card will go up. At the 1 minute, 30-second mark, the yellow card will go up. And at the 2 minute mark, the green card will go up. That applies for table topic segments. For the manual speeches today, I reckon that we have just one speech, if I'm not mistaken. And that speech is for 5 to 7 minutes. At the 5 minute mark, the green card will go up, which means that the speaker has reached optimum time. At 6 minutes, the yellow card will go up, and at 7 minutes, the red card will go up. The speaker has 30 minutes to conclude the speech before getting off the virtual lectern. For the evaluation segment, we have the table topics evaluation that runs for 3 to 5 minutes. The same thing applies, 3 minutes green card, 4 minutes yellow card, 5 minutes red card. For the other evaluations of the tag team, which includes timer, accountant, and grammarian, we have 2 to 3 minutes, and the same theory applies. General evaluator has 3 to 5 minutes to complete her general evaluation. Looking forward to everyone keeping to their side of the bargain, because you know how in Toastmasters, we like to keep time. Thank you, and it's back to you, Madam G.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ekwuchi. Our next role player would be inviting is our accountant. Today in Toastmasters, we like to say that a Toastmaster wears many hats, even if we never work alone. Our accountant today is Toastmaster Kaine Diete Smith. She is a family physician and a healthy lifestyle enthusiast. She loves singing, listening to music, gardening, and traveling. She's currently the treasurer of Pecten Toastmasters Club and is on the presentation mastery pathway. Her favorite quote, "Be anxious for nothing." Toastmaster Kaine, please come on this virtual lectern to introduce your role. You're muted, please.
I'm sorry about that. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests. Please confirm that you can hear me.
Yes, we can. Please go ahead.
Okay. So today I'll be acting as the accountant. My role, just a moment, please. I'm sorry about that. So my role as the accountant is to note words and sounds that are used as a crutch or pause filler by anyone who speaks. And in the course of the meeting, I will listen for overused words, which include and, well, but, so, and you know. I'll also listen for filler sounds like and I will note when a speaker repeats a word or phrase, such as I, or this means that. And at the end of the meeting, I will report the number of times that each speaker has used these expressions. Thank you, and over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, Toastmaster Kaine. I would now also like to call on you to introduce your role as grammarian.
Okay, so again, I will be double hatting as the grammarian for today. As grammarian for today, I will be looking out for the word of the day today is guffaw. Guffaw, and guffaw means a belly laugh, a laugh that bubbles up with good feeling and plenty of volume. So I would expect at this point, if we can unmute and just say guffaw.
Guffaw.
Guffaw. And I'm sure in the course of the meeting, we would also be having a session of the belly laugh, just to let us know that laughter is good medicine. So yes. What does it mean? Again, it means to laugh loudly and heartily. Example of its usage, both men guffawed at the remark. And the second example is at the end of a stressful day of work, it's good to have some guffaws with your friends. So sit back, use the word of the day as much as is possible, and at the end, I'll be giving my report. We'll be looking at good usage of the word of the day, and for those who have used it inappropriately, we would also make some corrections there. Back to you, Madam Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you. That has been my tag team, given how they would help in evaluating today's meeting. I'm Toastmaster SA, General Evaluator, and my role would be to take note of everything that has happened pre-meeting and during the meeting. At the end of the manual speech session and table topic session, I, alongside my tag team, would give our evaluation of how everything occurred in the meeting, would praise things that went well and give improvement suggestions on how to ensure we keep having delightful meetings filled with guffaws while we continue learning to be better leaders and communicators. Thank you, and back to you, our Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Tari.
Thank you very much, our General Evaluator. A round of applause to you. If you can use your emoticons, that'd be great. If you want to unmute to clap, that'd be great. This meeting should be anything but boring. We are talking about laughter after all. So please don't be shy. We are still but a few in the meeting. So this is the time to actually unmute your mics and speak when you're called upon, when the audience is not that large. If I were you, I'll make good use of the opportunity. And guffaw, yeah. Yeah, guffaw. Our next session would be the table topic session. And to anchor that session would be the table topics master, Toastmaster Josephine. Toastmaster Josephine Agolo is our
Please confirm if you can hear Toastmaster Tari.
No, I can't hear her.
Okay, apologies. It seems there might be a network glitch. I would immediately sit in to introduce our table topics master, Toastmaster Josephine. Toastmaster Josephine Agolo is an entrepreneur. She's currently a member of Lentor and Victoria Bay Toastmasters clubs. She's on the dynamic leadership pathway. Her hobbies include listening to her favorite conscious lyrics and shopping. And her favorite quote is from renowned Nobel Prize winner Maya Angelou that says, "I believe that the most important single thing beyond discipline and creativity is daring to dare." Thank you. And I see our Toastmaster of the day is back. I'll now hand over to our table topics master, Toastmaster Josephine. Over to you. Well, unfortunately, since we have now lost our table topics master,
Okay, Toastmaster Josephine isn't on the call. She was earlier. But I think we can carry on until she comes back
Toastmaster
on.
Josephine is back.
Is she back? Okay.
Okay.
Great. Okay, great. Toastmaster Josephine, over to you.
For that
No problem.
network glitch. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster of the day, the Madam President, Toastmaster Tari, for the warmth of the introduction. Jolly good afternoon, fellow Toastmasters and esteemed guests. It's a what's the word of the day now? Guffaw day. It's a laughter day, and I hope we'll be laughing all through the course of this meeting. Yes, this is the segment, the call table topic segment, where we speak of the call. It's actually a time where we learn how to improvise, and in so doing, we are able to improve on 4 vital skills: listening, thinking, organizing, and delivering. The topics I have gathered are centered around the theme of today's meeting, the power of laughter. And it's actually a time where we speak for 1 to 2 minutes, a minimum of 1 minute and a maximum of 2 minutes, 30 seconds. I encourage each and every one of us that will be coming on the lectern to speak, to incorporate the word of the day, guffaw. Guffaw, oh, I'm getting it correctly. Guffaw. I'm sure that with this explanation, each and every one of us will be speaking today because there are very few people on the call. That said, let's begin. I would like to get one of us to speak, a Toastmaster, to take the first question. I have question 1 to 7. Okay, Toastmaster Francis, thank you very kindly for volunteering. Interesting. Like I said, I have question 1 to 7. What question are you going for?
Question number 5.
Question number 5. Thank you very much. Question number 5. When last did you have a good guffaw, and what preempted it?
Thank you very much, Madam Table Topic Master. You simply asked me when last I had a laugh, what preempted it, what led to it. I've had so many moments where I have guffawed, where I have laughed, where I went as far as rolling on the floor laughing. But one that I can remember and what led to that particular event that made me to just keep laughing was a football match I watched sometime in 2022. It was between Remark Madrid and Barcelona. While this match was going on, there was a viewer by my side. The man was just, we not get anything. Now only God, now we get. We not get anything. Now only God, now we get. I was just saying it repeatedly over and over again. I just kept laughing because it was distracting other viewers from seeing what was happening in the television screen. So others were dragging him down. Okay, please sit down. He said, I didn't touch you. You see me? Now only God, now we get. So the way he kept demonstrating, because he was a Barcelona fan and the match was going in their favor, he kept using that phrase over and over again. And while I was there, I just kept laughing because I couldn't just hold myself from laughing to that man exhibition. Let me use the word exhibition. So for me, ladies and gentlemen, I think that is the moment that I really laughed out so loud. I laughed to the color of my heart, to the color of my tummy. And whenever I remember that till moment, I still laugh. So that was it for me. That was the moment I remembered, and that was what led to it. Back to you, Madam Table Topics Master.
Thank you very kindly, Toastmaster Francis. You almost made me fall off my chair. I was laughing like, what's the word now? This guffaw. I almost guffawed about falling off from my chair. Thank you very much for sharing that laughter section with us. Yes, I need another volunteer. Quickly, let's do this very quickly. Okay, Toastmaster Jupiter. Question 5 is out of it.
Okay, can I have question 7?
Question 7, interesting. What comes to mind when you hear the phrase, guffaw or laughter is the best medicine?
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Toastmaster Josephine, fellow Toastmasters on the line. So why is laughter the best medicine? We all know that a smile uses more facial muscles and it brings more of a sense of joy than frowning. Happiness is from within. So when you have laughter, that means you're laughing from your soul. Your soul is happy. There's something about laughter that makes us all happy. When you're happy, you think you go to a happy place and you can achieve anything. So how do we find this laughter within ourselves? How do we find laughter within ourselves? I love television a lot, and I want to have laughter. One thing I like watching is the Johnsons, just the comedy between the father, the children, the servants, Mohammed. I don't know if you are familiar with the Johnsons. It's a family situation, and they find laughter from little things, like when Mohammed got married, his new wife, how they welcomed her into the family. So you find in the Johnsons, there's a lot of guffaw, there's a lot of belly ache laughing. Same thing as flatmates. Flatmates too, it's about a situation about people in a flat. Laughter is good for the soul. It makes your soul happy. You go to a happy place, you forget all your worries. So anything that will give you a good guffaw, i.e. make you laugh all the time, is good to take it every day. So make sure you have guffaw in your day to day and you laugh. As I said, laughter is good for the soul. It's good for your
Thank you so very much, Toastmaster Jubike. I don't know if it's on my side. I can hardly hear her.
No, I think she has gone off. So
Okay. Thank you so much for sharing that with us, that laughter is a medicine for the soul. Thank you. I still have some questions. Do I have any other hand? Any hand up? Okay. Monday, are you available to speak? Monday. Okay.
Okay, yes.
All right.
Let me try.
Fantastic. Are you a Toastmaster or a guest?
All of the above.
All right. Thank you for agreeing to take up a topic. I still have question 1, 2 and 5 is out. I have 3, 4, 5. Sorry, 3, 4, 6.
One.
Question 1. Question 1. On a good day, what could really make you to guffaw out aloud? On a very good day, what could make you to laugh, guffaw loud out, or guffaw out aloud? That is it.
Dear Toastmasters and guests on this call, I know we all laugh, and I know we have our sports periods where we goof and we can laugh and we forget ourselves. I tell you an example. If I wake up in the morning and the sun shines, it makes my day. I just goof for the whole day. And if you know me, I know Toastmaster knows me very well. I'm the type that puts on the smile. No matter what happens, I like to goof up, I like to smile, I like to make my world happy. I like to make people around me to be happy. I like to connect with people with my laughter, with happiness. I goof a lot. Back to you.
Thank you most graciously, Moide. I don't know where to place you now, whether a Toastmaster or a guest. Well done. You told us that sunshine just makes you laugh. That means if you see rain, you must start crying. Well done. Thank you so much for sharing that with us. Yes, I still have some questions. I still have question 3, 4, and 6. Can I still take one more, but a timer?
Yes, I think you're good for one more.
Okay.
Yes.
Any hand up? Amarachi, or Amarachiku.
Yes,
Are you
ma'am.
available to speak?
Sure, I am.
All right. Thank you very much. Question 3, 4, and 6 is available.
Question 4.
Question 4. Splendid. A sense of humor or a sense of seriousness. Which would you prefer and why?
Sense of humor, sense of seriousness. You know, you can't just say either sense of humor, sense of seriousness. In Nigeria, the weather will give you one to choose. You're not the one that is in charge. So it's what you see per day that tells you which one you want to. If the weather is favorable, you have a sense of humor. If the weather is not favorable, you just got to be serious. So, but on a normal, I would prefer sense of humor, because having sense of humor is everything. It could bring joy, happiness, healing, a lot of things to people around you. At times, life is not that serious to take it so serious. So for me, I would prefer having sense of humor. But like I said earlier, it's also good to have, in as much you're having that sense of humor, just have a little thought of sense of seriousness. Thank you very much, ma.
Thank you very kindly, guest Amara, Toastmaster Amarachi, for that very succinct and straight to the point answer. That a sense of humor we do, but a sense of seriousness, despite that you're having all the fun, the laughter, you should also incorporate some sense of seriousness. Thank you very much, everyone that have spoken. Toastmaster Francis, for sharing that story with us where someone was just shouting, forgetting the phrase because I was just guffawing away. Thank you for sharing that experience with us. Thank you, Toastmaster Jubike, for letting us know that laughter is actually a medicine to the soul. I totally resonate with that because wherever I find people laughing, I just want to go there and laugh away my stress. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Moide, for telling us that sunshine is actually that one thing that makes you to go for. And Amarashi for actually letting us know that despite the fact that we have to laugh, we have to have some sense of humor, we should always also incorporate a sense of seriousness. Thank you everyone for speaking. Thank you for taking the bull by the horn. It's not always easy to come unelected to speak. I encourage you all to keep speaking. It was Charles Dickens, a popular author, that said, there is nothing in the world so irresistibly English, contagious as laughter and good humor. Fellow Toastmasters and guests, love, go for all you can and leave. It's back to you, Mama Ichibe, Toastmaster Tari, our Toastmaster.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Josephine. A round of applause to her. Thank you very much for that awesome session, table topic session. Like always, you make me laugh. So once I saw that it was your name on for Table Topics Master, I knew that this topic and you were like 5 and 6. You know how they say it in our Niger slang, 5 and 6. Josephine is equivalent to guffawing. That's a phrase of the word you use. So I'm going to hold, Toastmaster Kaine, I don't know if you're using the words in the right context. Is that guffawing? There's guffaw, there's guffaws, there's guffawed. Is that guffawing? Because let me not speak something that,
yes, there
that is not in the book. There's guffawing, great. Yes. So I can use the guffaw as I like. Present continuous, past tense, everything. And all of that. So thank you very much for that session, Toastmaster. Josephine, we are, as usual, it was flawless and it was beautiful to watch. Toastmaster Moide, a thumbs up, yeah. Thank you. Toastmaster, I said we have time for a breakout session, right? Because that's what's next on the agenda. Yes, okay. So we're going to be going into our breakout rooms. Do we have a topic to discuss in the breakout rooms, or are we just going to tell jokes and guffaw all evening long?
The Toastmaster decides what she prefers.
Okay, so we're going to go into our breakout rooms and we're going to make each other laugh. And we're going to come back after how many minutes? 10 minutes. And one person from each group is going to tell us what exactly happened in their group. And did it actually cause a guffaw or not? Not to put anyone on the spot. I don't mean to make anyone a stand-up comedian, but we should share jokes and laugh a little bit since we are talking about the power of laughter. And let's see how we feel when we get back here in the main room. So please, off to your breakout rooms, click on the link, click on the tab when you see it. Over to you, SA. Great, great, great. 10 minutes. I think so. Great, 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 great. I don't know about you, but for me, that was an interesting session. I believe everybody is back in now. And I think we had just two rooms, right? Room 1 and room 2, Toastmaster essay. Just 2 rooms. Okay, so can someone from room 1 share what it was that they discussed in their rooms? Room 1, please. Anybody? Toastmaster Ekwuchi was there. Zing DTM was there. Toastmaster Sunday. Anybody willing to share?
Since Toastmaster Esther didn't say anything on the group, maybe she should share.
Toastmaster Esther, please share.
Well, I enjoyed my breakout room. And they spoke about Instagram, and we shared our opinions on what counts as funny that makes a lot of people decide to listen or participate in it. Surprisingly, we learned that the Zing DTM is not on Instagram. I was shocked, considering I have personal information that even his children are on Instagram. So I found that funny. We also learned that I loved a tip that Toastmaster Abiodun shared, which was, she said, if you are maybe hesitant about the kind of content some skit makers are sharing, choose the content that aligns with your beliefs, your values, or your sense of humor, and then stick to it. Toastmaster Tari also talked about there's some kind of content she knows she will never find funny, or she does not even indulge in on that space. So yeah, we just talked about social media, Instagram skits, and what counts for humor today and where people find their humor. And then we shared when last we recently laughed. We are hoping that Toastmaster Tari gets to have some guffaws before the day ends. Thank you.
I hope so too. Thank you very much, Toastmaster Essay. I want to have a good one before this meeting ends, actually. Thank you very much, Toastmaster Essay. Zoom room 2, anybody wanting to share? Who are the people in room 2? Toastmaster Francis, looks like you were in room 2 because you were not in my room.
Absolutely, you are right. I was in room 2. Actually, we connected, though we didn't talk about Instagram. What we talked about was more of personal. For instance, I started by sharing a joke, something that made me laugh last month when I went to visit my parents. After that, went out to Gosba, was to see my mom was angry and said, "Look at you, you are drunk." My dad was, your husband is drunk. So when I heard that statement come out of my dad, I couldn't stop laughing because it tickled my ear for a man that I thought would be angry to have actually had so much sense of humor. And of course, we equally talked about how PG language would have been so much more better for us to talk about laughter, because Pidgin being one of our, it's a colloquial language, and find it challenging for people to actually do comedy in good English. And of course, Toastmaster Amara, she's a Toastmaster, then shared the story of how a man that was mad with son, it's as if the son got into his brain. So the man was just paranoid, started saying things, and how the event or the scenario made her laugh, and of course made everybody in the group, in group 2, laugh as well. It was a funny moment. We all laughed and we enjoyed it. That was what happened.
Amazing. Thank you very much, Master Francis. I'm already guffawing, even at the way you're even telling the story, because I keep looking at your face and you just have this big smile. I'm looking at Amara. She has this big smile. She was still guffawing in the midst of it. And that's just amazing. That's, you know, what actually makes us laugh. An interesting thing, again, you mentioned Pidgin English. You know that telling a joke in Pidgin is actually very, very different. It hits differently than telling it in plain English, like we do in Toastmasters. So yes, Pidgin is a good tool, though. Very good tool to make people laugh. Amazing. Thank you very much for sharing, Toastmaster Francis, and well done, everybody. Quickly, we'll go on to the next bit of today's meeting, which will be our manual speeches. We have 2 manual speeches today, one from Toastmaster Ekwuchi and the other from Toastmaster Ese Ogene. Okay, the first one will be from Toastmaster Ekwuchi James, and the title of her speech is Ekwuchi of the Good Life. Wow. She's on her second pathway, which is in persuasive influence, and this will be her project 2 in level 1. Okay, all right, project 2 in level 1, and her evaluator will be the Zing DTM Chuks Nwabweze. This speech is supposed to be for 5 to 7 minutes. So over to you, the Zing DTM, to introduce the speaker of the day, Toastmaster Ekwuchi.
All right, thank you very much, Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Tari. Greetings, Toastmasters and guests. My pleasure to be evaluating today's speech from Toastmaster Ekwuchi Joy James. This speech, as has already been highlighted, is from the pathway called Persuasive Influence. It's level 1, project 2. And just a bit of background and context. Project 2 is a trilogy of projects, essentially, what we are required of in project 2 of level 1 of Pathways generally is that it's called the evaluation and feedback project. Evaluation and feedback. So yes, and then what happens here is that Toastmaster gives a first speech, collects evaluation from that speech, imputes the evaluation or feedback into a second speech. Now that second speech might be the same speech that was given the first time, or might be a different speech entirely. The important part is that whatever feedback came for the very first speech that was given, that feedback is incorporated into the second speech. And then they wrap it up by doing an evaluation of another Toastmaster speech. The full context here is that Toastmaster Ekwuchi has given a first speech on this project too. Today is the B part of the project where she will be incorporating the feedback she got from that first speech. And that's what we're looking to jointly provide feedback once again on, how she incorporates the feedback she got from that first speech. And I will leave the feedback as a mystery for now, and we'll answer the questions together if she has done a good job incorporating that feedback by the time we come back to provide the evaluation. But that said, let's welcome now for her speech titled Ekwuchi of the Good Life, Toastmaster Ekwuchi Joy James.
I should be on a beach somewhere, on an exotic island, sipping a margarita on a yacht. Hello, Toastmasters and guests. I am Ekwuchi of the Good Life. I'm sure you can tell from how I look. Growing up, I've been attributed with having a very active imagination. So active that sometimes I would think of the wildest things and even act them out for those that could be acted out. It evolved from childhood imaginations of having an alien spaceship come and whisk me away to their own realm, to my adult imagination of living a lavish life, touring the world all year long. Work. What's that word? I've never heard of it. Miss me with that. Only baby girl living. And I'm sure Toastmaster Essie can relate. Toastmaster Essie, can't you? I'm sure
yes,
she can.
I can.
Great. I was expecting that. That is what I was made for. This is the life that I've always wanted. Let me walk you through a typical day in my life. Hang on. So I wake up in the morning and I go through my personal self-care, spa, face mask, you know the works. And then I come downstairs to ask my personal executive chef, Mr. Fabrice, what we'll be having for food today. Mr. Fabrice, please, what do we have on the menu for today? Good morning, ma'am. For breakfast, there is an assortment of English, American, and English breakfast for you to pick from. For lunch, we'll be having spaghetti carbonara, grilled salmon, and a side of Caesar salad with your favorite red wine. And for dinner, smoky jollof with grilled pork chops and chivita juice by the side. Ah, Mr. Fabrice, you are the best. I sit down and I take my globe in my hand. I spin it. Where are we going next weekend? My finger drops on Greece. Mykonos for the weekend. Why not? So I ring up my personal travel agent, Ejiro. Ejiro, I'm going to Mykonos for the weekend. Please make sure that my Schengen visa is up to date and I'm booked on the first class flight to Mykonos. You know now, accommodation, nothing but first class, 5-star hotel close to the waterfront. Yes, ma'am, got it. Then it's almost time for my spa treatment. And then a drive to the mall. It's been such a long week. Shopping will be therapeutic for me today. While I walk downstairs to my car, I get a call from my accountant, Babalola. Mr. Babalola says, ma'am, the people that said they wanted to buy your private jet have made final payments. Interesting. Oh, I love that. complete the paperwork, and then finalize the deal. Now I have some spare cash for miscellaneous when I go to Mykonos. Now I can be a real billionaire on Eji cash. Okay, ma'am. Fast forward to the next weekend, and it's time to get on my trip, and on my flight rather, to Mykonos, Greece. I get on that flight, of course, first class now, nothing but first class. I get there. As expected, Ejiro did not disappoint. She made sure that I had the best hotel right at the waterfront, where I could literally see the waves go up and down. Life was good. I'm on the island just chilling, like I said, sipping my margarita in usual fashion. I hear a very aggressive call of my name from the background. Who knows me on Mykonos Island? I'm a Port Harcourt girl now. Ekwuchi, Ekwuchi, Ekwuchi. I resist the urge to come out of this meditation that I am experiencing right now to look back. The call gets louder and louder. And it sounds familiar, almost like someone that I know. So I open my eyes and I look behind me. Alas, it is my sister. Ekwuchi, they've taken light. Please go downstairs and turn on the generator. Generator, they've taken light. So I'm not, where is Mr. Fabrice? Where is Dennis, my driver? Ejiro? No way. Where's my private jet I'm about to sell? Why am I in the pool of my own sweat instead of a pool of salty beach water? Why is there Coca-Cola in my hand and not margarita? Mobe, active imagination. Here you go again, misleading me. I guess this baby girl living has to last until another time in this episode. Not today. Not today. The Toastmaster.
Amazing, amazing, amazing. Thank you very much, Toastmaster Joy. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm not seeing the claps. I'm not seeing the emoticons. I'm not hearing anybody unmuting. I'm not even seeing anything on the chat. Okay, there is very few on the chat box, but I'm not seeing much. Well done, Toastmaster Joy. I said in the chat box that this would be a story for a tall tales contest. You should consider doing the next one, right? Mykonos, all white sands and blue sea and the turquoise blue waters, and only for you to wake up drowning in your sweat. Amazing, amazing. I'll leave the evaluation for your evaluator to do. And we do not have a second speech today, right? Second speech has been postponed. So this is our only manual speech for today. So there it goes. So I'm going to hand over this session to the general evaluator, Toastmaster Essay, as she gets on with this third part of the meeting, which is evaluation segments from the role players. Over to you, Toastmaster Essay.
Thank you. Please confirm you can hear me. Hello? Oh, excellent. Thank you, everyone. It's now time for the evaluation session. I would first start with the table topics evaluation. But first, before I give my table topics evaluation, I will.
This meeting is being recorded.
Please, it's going to pop on your screen right now. Sorry, please confirm if you can hear me clearly. Yes, I have done that now. I have done that now. So please vote for the better table topics speaker. It should be popped on your screen right now. We are 17 on the call, so we had 4 speakers. Please vote. Once we get up to half of those on the call, okay, perfect. We've gotten up to half votes. Thank you. I would now immediately start with the table topics evaluation. Please confirm you can hear me and see me clearly. Toastmaster Tari, can you hear me, please?
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
okay, thank you. So first speaker, we had Toastmaster Moyede, who I would start by saying, on a good day, what will make you guffaw out loud? And I loved, Toastmaster Francis. When last did you have a good laugh and what led to it? I love the fact that you volunteered. I loved that you used the word of the day. I loved how your camera angle, we could see your body frame. It was well lit and clear. I absolutely was entertained by you connecting with us emotionally by telling us a story. And you told us something that a lot of people could relate or have observed or heard about, the experience of watching football with others. I loved your vocal variety, especially when you said, we don't get anything, not only God's name we get. I could see the change in your tone to reflect that it was another speaker you were emulating. Also, when you tried to mimic the responses of others who were watching, Oga, please sit down, sit down. I love how you smiled while giving that speech. I absolutely enjoyed your table topic. The only recommendation I would suggest is, as always, when we tell a story and we share, oh, this is why I have loved that. I would have loved that you summarized by concluding or telling us of maybe much more matches that you put forward. My next evaluation is Toastmaster GBK. Toastmaster GBK, laughter is the best medicine. I love the fact that you gave us a call to action throughout your speech. You kept talking about how we should be deliberate in doing things that makes us happy. I love that you also connected and gave us examples of where you sought humor using two popular series, The Johnsons and Flatmates. I loved especially the quote you gave us, laughter is good for the soul. And it was something you repeated throughout your speech. My only recommendation would be, when we give recommendations or share examples, we have to be sure that, especially for a diverse audience, some people might not know where the Flatmates or the Johnson is. So you could have added, maybe guided us further by saying, oh, these are popular Nollywood series that you can find on African Movie Magic, those kind of things. So if I want to watch the Johnsons, I already know where to go so that I too would heal my soul. Thank you for your call to action, and thank you for also using the word of the day. Our third speaker was Toastmaster Moyede. On a good day, what will make you guffaw out loud? I loved your body language, your hands, the way you used your hands and your face, so animated to make emphasis when you try to portray just the sun shining and how it already makes you guffaw out loud. I loved how you told us how you like to guffaw, smile, and connect with other people. I loved your body language. It was really beautiful. My only recommendation is when you share an instance of, oh, how the sun shone in using a personal story. As always, when ending, you summarize by reiterating these things you love, why you like to smile and guffaw, and why maybe you would like all of us to, when we see the sun next time, also smile and hope it makes us smile. Those kind of call to action while connecting an example use is a beautiful way to conclude a table topic. But I absolutely loved your body language. You had beautiful use of your facial gestures and your hands. And thank you for telling us that you like to connect with people with laughter. I did feel happy when I watched you give your table topic speech. Our final speaker was Toastmaster Tari, Toastmaster Amara. A sense of humor or a sense of seriousness. I loved the fact that you immediately started off with humor, because you brought it home reality and said, in Nigeria, is what you see per day that will tell you how to feel. I liked how you immediately shared that distinct between, it is not an either or, it is dependent on certain situations, dependent on your geographical boundary. I thought that was a hilarious way of introducing your table topic. I love that even after saying it's either or, but I would prefer. You still told us your preference, and then you gave us the why. You told us about it being healing, the joy it brings, the happiness, which is why you would prefer a sense of humor. I also loved that you rephrased your introduction, and then I loved that even at the end, you summarized and rephrased it when you told us that in as much as you have humor, you should also have a sense of seriousness. My recommendation would be to use the word of the day. Would have also loved to see your camera while you were speaking. But thank you for participating in the table topic session. A final evaluation will be to the table topic speaker. I really love the table topic master. I really love the question choices. And thank you to all our speakers today. I loved our body language. I loved our personal stories. I loved seeing all of us smile. Thank you, and back to you, General Evaluator. Okay, I would now like to call on for the speech evaluation, Dizing TTM Chuks Wambweze. Over to you, sir, for speech evaluation.
All right, thank you. Thank you very much, General Evaluator, Toastmaster Essay. Again, thank you, Toastmaster Ekwuchi, for a brilliant speech. I typically, even if I doff one hat, I will doff 3 hats for the people who take the effort to give a different speech from the first speech when they do this project. So again, well done on that front also, because you could have as well just given the first speech that you gave and sought to include or infuse the feedback from the first speech. So well done. Essentially, so many things to like from the speech today. For the sake of time, I will not go over the things that we liked from the first time, even though I know not many people here heard that first speech, but all the things, so for their sake, I will rehash a few of them. So all the things around good use of gestures, and that includes both hand gestures and body gestures, just your face, your head, your hair saying things that your lips do not necessarily need to say. That is almost total communication in a sense, and that we saw again really nicely today. I really liked the use of, your voice came out clearly. Again, I like the fact that you stood up to give this speech. Fuller context, again, this is Toastmaster Ekwuchi's second part. So because it's a second part, we pull off the gloves a bit with the evaluations for this so that we can push ourselves a bit further. So good to see you stand up for that speech today once again, just like you did for the first one. In terms of the real focus of the speech, which is how much of the evaluation and feedback from the first speech were you able to pull in today? That was really well done, because I counted at least 6+ points in terms of feedback that you were supposed to incorporate today, and you did tick the box for 4 of them, which is pass mark. Fair enough for today. I like the fact that you took the audience engagement feedback where you asked Toastmaster Essay a direct question, and it showed that that was not a planted person in the audience, because it took her aback and it took a while for her to answer. But as great speakers, that's something we must master, how to take feedback from the audience, no matter how much that feedback is delayed, and infuse it into our planned speech and keep going. That was masterfully done today. I also like the fact that you incorporated that feedback around the tone of finality. Now, in the elementary phases of our speech development communication journey, we'll probably keep saying things like, oh, as I round up, let me begin to conclude. One feedback that was given to Toastmaster Ekwuchi was how to say you are concluding without verbally saying you are concluding, by using what we define as the tone of finality. And that came in nicely today, because, and it was easy really, because when you began to talk about the fact that you had woken up from that really imaginative dream or fantasy, then we knew that you're coming to the end of the speech. So that was really good. What other aspects do I think you could do better from today's speech again? And it's about how we incorporate feedback. When we give feedback in Toastmasters, we typically love to say, and we keep saying it, that feedback is not just to the person who has delivered the project, who has given the speech. It is for all of us who are within earshot of that meeting. And I say that because there's another element of feedback that came through during your first speech around how you have the lighting at the back of your head. I know that came from the general evaluator and not from your speech evaluator, but that didn't show any improvement today. It showed a bit of improvement, but it didn't show that it was addressed. So that's something also to address for next time, and to incorporate feedback that comes from all angles, not necessarily from the speech evaluator directly. That said, what did I like best? Obviously, as is fashion, as is my fashion, I'll pack a few of these evaluations for the sake of time, specifically to the speaker after this. But what did I like best, and what would I love to tie this up? It was the role play today, and that was really good. For all the characters that came into play, from Ejiro to Mr. Fabrice, Babalola, so many people fantastic drama, fantastic speech. Really well done. And congratulations. Looking forward to the evaluation to wrap this up. Thank you. And back to you, General Evaluator.
Wow, thank you, Design DTM, for that evaluation. Toastmaster Ekwuchi has definitely noted down and is glad to hear the feedback you have given her. I would now immediately move to my tag team. And to start off, I would like to call our timer, Toastmaster Joy. Please come on the virtual lectern to give your timing report.
All right, thank you, Madam GE. Good evening, Toastmasters and guests. I must say that it has been a meeting filled with guffawing. You might not see it, but trust me, I've been laughing all through. I'll give quickly the timing reports. The table topic segment that was supposed to run from 1 to 2 minutes. We had 4 speakers. Toastmaster Francis used 2 minutes, 7 seconds. He was within time. Toastmaster Jibike used 1 minute, 47 seconds within time. Toastmaster Moide, unfortunately, did not get up to the allotted time, 1 minute. She used 56 seconds, but her speech was absolutely amazing. It made up for what she did not do with timing. Toastmaster Amara used 1 minute, 8 seconds, which was also within time. For the manual speech, which was supposed to run for 5 to 7 minutes, Toastmaster Joy used 5 minutes, 13 seconds. For the evaluation segment, table topics evaluation to run for 3 to 5 minutes. Toastmaster Essay used 5 minutes, 15 seconds. Speech evaluation to run for 2 to 3 minutes. Toastmaster Design DTM troops used 4 minutes. All in all, I think we did well with time today. Looking forward to seeing us even improve and do better with our timing. And it's back to you, Madam G.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ekwuchi, for that succinct timing report. I'd now like to call on Toastmaster Kaine DT to give her report serving as our counter and then grammarian. Toastmaster Kaine, over to you, please.
Thank you very much, General Evaluator, for today, Toastmaster Essay. I'll go straight ahead to give the grammarian report. I'll be referring to those who actually used the word of the day, guffaw. So we didn't only use the word of the day, a number of us also demonstrated that the word of the day is actually something that we do. So it's more like an action. So guffaw is deep belly laughter. When we use the word, we actually demonstrated that. So Toastmaster Josephine used the word of the day several times. I got up to 5 here. So as usually, most of our meetings, we see that she always would use the word of the day. Toastmaster Jibike used it 3 times. Toastmaster Francis used it once. Toastmaster Moyede used the word of the day 4 times. And Toastmaster Tari used the word of the day 8 times. For inappropriate usage of the word of the day, I'll just go right ahead to say a number of people used it. There was this double usage of the word of the day. So like guffaw, laugh aloud. So it was a repetition. Someone also said, I was just guffawing away. Probably carried away with the word of the day also. But generally for incorrect grammar, someone said, you just got to be serious. So this was a mixture of English and something else. And then we use the word pidgin English, but pidgin is a language on its own. English is also a language on its own. So most times we do that and say pidgin English, but there are 2 different languages. So just to note that. So who said what? Sense of humor brings joy, happiness, and healing. Who said that?
Toastmaster GBK.
Toastmaster Amara.
Toastmaster Amara, yes,
Oh.
correct. All right, so again, someone says, oh, are we going to guffaw all day? Are we breaking out into the, what are we talking about? What are we talking about in the breakout rooms? Or are we just
Toastmaster Tari.
Oh,
Point at myself.
all right.
Oh
So that's all I have for that. Okay, someone also said I couldn't hold myself from laughing. I couldn't hold myself from laughing. For the accountant,
Francis.
yes. So for the accounting accountant reports, Toastmaster Francis actually topped the day with filler words, the use of filler words. So all in all, I think we did well with the use of filler words in this session. And I would say back to you, General Evaluator. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Kaine, for the grammarian reports, and in addition, the R-counter reports. So that has been the report from our speech evaluator and the tag team. I will now move on to give my general evaluations. Well done, Pecten Toastmasters Club. I have loved attending this meeting, particularly at first start Toastmaster of the Day and President. I loved your introduction. I loved how you talked about the power of laughter. I loved how you set the scene. I thought it was a good one. You were smiling, immediately showing us how laughter can be infectious in helping us feel connected. Well done. I'd like to commend all the role players in today's meetings. First off, the tag team, the timer, Toastmaster Joy. I love how you explained the timing and kept to it. Toastmaster Kaine, I must commend you on playing double roles of two major roles as R-counter and grammarian. Most importantly, I love the word of the day you used. I have been guffawing throughout this meeting, even in pronouncing it, in using it, or even when you hear it, you're immediately infected with laughter. I thought that was a very excellent choice. And as we saw our red leader, the table topics master manifest, it was used a lot. I actually assumed she was going to be the one who would win, but our Toastmaster and President, Toastmaster Tari, won it. I'd also like to commend our table topics master, Toastmaster Josephine. I love how you just use creative license to immediately incorporate the word of the day into the questions. And there were questions that perfectly suited the theme of this meeting, which was the power of laughter. My only recommendation would be as it pertains to the length of the questions, because in Toastmasters, we like to say brevity. So it is always, if you have to re-explain and re-explain the question, it sometimes takes away or distracts whoever is volunteering to speak. But I absolutely loved the choices. They were very awesome and amazing questions, and a way, I guess, to immediately get your points up in using the word of the day. So well done on choosing such fun, entertaining questions that made us introspect and also made us entertained and laugh by the responses. I have loved attending the meeting. Our speech, the Queen of Imagination, Toastmaster Ekwuchi, well done on incorporating the feedback from your previous speech and delivering it in today's meeting. That was well done. Thank you, the Zinc DTM, for choosing to help evaluate both the first speech and now the second speech. And we hope the third one. I have loved attending today's meeting. This has been good. My key suggestion would be as it pertains to the delineation of role players. In as much as we're very proud and happy that Toastmaster Kaine got to wear two hats in Toastmasters again, especially for certain roles, it's always recommended that we have them played by individuals. So I'd really like to admonish the Vice President Education alongside the executives to really encourage fellow members and guests or lean on resources from other clubs to help ensure that we have specific roles handled by different role players. I love that the meeting started on time and it seems like it's also going to end on time. This has been a very fun meeting. Thank you, everyone. I love the breakout sessions. Thanks to our role players. And that would be my general evaluation. I would now like to hand over back to the Toastmaster of the Day / President. Back to you, Toastmaster Tari.
Thank you very much, our general evaluator. A round of applause for her, please. Thank you for that beautiful evaluation of everything about today's meeting. Thank you very much to everyone who came for today's meeting. Thank you for contributing your quota to the success of today's meeting. We have reached the end of the meeting, but before we go, we have a couple of announcements, and we also have our tongue twister, I believe. Yeah. Okay, so we had table topics. I would want us to guess who you think won that table topics, really. The one who came and said, now only God I get to, and that would be Toastmaster. If you were listening from the beginning, if you were here from the beginning, who do you think that would be? Toastmaster who?
Francis.
Perfect. Toastmaster Francis was winner of today's table topics. Even as I look at his face, I'm guffawing in my head. Well done, Toastmaster Francis. Of course, you're a seasoned Toastmaster. We learn a lot from you every time you come to our meeting. So thank you very much and congratulations. Other announcements that I have, our next meeting will be 2 weeks from now, which will be the 16th. Yes, 16th of May, 2023. And on that day, we will announce the call for nominations for the next set of executive to serve in our beautiful Pecten Toastmasters Club. So please bear that in mind and start thinking about who it is you want to represent you here in the club, so that when the polls open on that day, you can give your vote and then we can consider your vote and move accordingly. So that's what's going to happen in our next meeting. Also, if you have, I posted the Toastmasters magazine for May in the group, and of course it's also on the website for the benefit of those who are not yet members of Toastmasters. There's something called a speechcraft session, and I think it's a really interesting thing that we should be able to do for those who are not yet Toastmasters, but often visit our club because they enjoy what we do and they actually want to become better communicators, better public speakers. So the speechcraft session essentially is just a session where you are coached on how to give a speech, the tenets you should abide by, how you should craft your speech, things like that. I think it's very important. So if you're interested, if you're here and you're a visitor, you're a guest, if you're interested in that, you're not paying any money, it's actually totally free. If you're interested in speechcraft sessions, just, a few sessions, maybe in the month or in the week, depending on how we arrange it, to actually give you some skills you can use in public speaking, reach me or reach the Vice President Education Toastmaster SA, and we will organize a speechcraft session for you. I think it's a really important feature. There are materials to use and all of that. So everybody essentially will be trained or coached the same way. So please reach any of us if you're interested. That should be about it. I've already said next meeting 16th of May. Yes, Toastmasters Nigeria Conference. Toastmasters Nigeria Conference. This time around is in the city of Lagos, the Civic Center, Ozunbambadiwe Road, Victoria Island, Lagos. And it will be from the 8th to the 9th of June, 2023. If you haven't registered yet, please, as we share the information on the flyer, click on the link and register. I'm here to get more information. Initially, they had said each club each Toastmasters club will give something towards the conference, but we haven't heard anything about that recently. So as information comes, we'll hand over to you. But please plan to be at that conference. This is the second, it's 2.0 because it's the second conference ever. The first one was in Abuja last year. This is the second one. It's really great to connect with other Toastmasters from different parts of the country. Many times we don't even know what they're doing in the North. We don't know what they're doing in the West. We just know what we do here in the South. In fact, we know mostly what we do here in Port Harcourt, and I don't think that's good enough. So it's a place to rub minds and meet new people, and get more information about Toastmasters and also hone your skills. So that's about it. I think that's the end of the announcement. Our tongue twister today, who is going to volunteer? I can't see very well. Okay. Okay. Sorry, who is speaking?
Kindly, Toastmaster.
Okay, Toastmaster kindly. Can you say it fast 5 times?
A proper copper coffee pot, 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 a proper copper coffee pot.
Well done. Well done. A proper copper coffee pot. I think the thing with these tongue twisters, apart from saying it fast, we should learn to pronounce the words one by one so that somebody actually knows what we are saying. Well done, Toastmaster kindly. You did that excellently well. So that will be all for this evening. We have ended our meeting on at good time today, really. I think this is one of the times we ended early. Well done, everyone. Have a good rest of the week and see you in the next meeting. Thank you.
Thank you, Pecten Toastmasters Club.
Thank you.
Bye, everyone. Have a civilized evening.
Bye, everyone. Thank you.
This was a
Bye.